No problem. All right. Yep. So this is the 10th Point Weekly, Season 4, Week 1, start of a new season. Our previous season's champion was Golgomatt. He's not participating this week, but that may be because we did change the timing of the tournament recently. So keep in mind that if you do want to join this tournament, we do adjust our timing a lot to make sure we can accommodate the most people possible. So it's kind of variable. It's not really consistent from season to season. Within a season, it should be consistent though. Anyway, I'm gonna get back on track. Today we're playing Canadian Highlander. Yeah, okay. Today we're playing Canadian Highlander. It's in 100 card singleton format with no ban list, which might seem kind of weird at first, but it's governed by a points list, and you can only have 10 points in your deck. So, okay, I guess technically there's a ban list because you're not supposed to play like Chaos Orb or any weird cards like that. You have to, yeah, rare is right, vintage ban list. If you're playing, yeah, if you're playing Chaos, how would you play Chaos Orb on MTGO? Throw your computer in the air. All right, all right. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. So basically, this format is very powerful because of the fact that it's basically just vintage singleton, and it's cool because it's like vintage in that broken cards obviously get to see the most play, like things like Moxes, Strip Mine, cards like that that aren't legal anywhere else. But also, it allows for cards that aren't normally as played to see play due to the singleton nature of the format, because you can't just be jamming, like, I don't know, whatever Vintage is doing right now. You can't just be playing shops, jamming like 4 Arcbound Ravager, for Mishra's Workshop, stuff like that. Oh, wait, is Workshop or just... Mhm. It's Isn't that 3? Like, so this week we're running with 6 players, a good mix of old faces and new. We had This week we have Luca, who is a participant from last season. Same with Rarer, and I think Paranundrox participated in a couple last season as well. Yep. As well as a few new players. We have Wyjete? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
Okay. We have Wyjete, Golgomatt, and we also have Wynot. I don't know if you want me to say the numbers or not. I'll just go with Wynot for now. And come on, man. All right. And yeah, okay, whatever. I'll let it slide for now. So yeah, I think it should be pretty sweet this week. We got a good mix of decks. They're all, from what I've noticed, a little bit. They all have some interesting things about them, so I'm interested to see how this shakes out. I'll post pairings right now. Yeah, we're all right. Pairings will go up in just a sec. I had them typed out, and then I had to type another message in chat, so I had to delete them. Hey. All right. Round 1 pairings are up. Good luck. Yeah, it needs to be in a public room so it can be on stream. Yeah. Yeah. So so Wyjete, we're gonna need you to join different voice call for now.
Okay.
Well, okay. I guess if you want to stay in here while we get set up to make sure it goes okay, that's fine. But after that, you gotta leave. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah. All right. Okay. I suppose I can start talking about the decks that are happening. Yeah, nobody's in this call anymore besides us. Okay. So let me pull the lists up again. So Luca this week, the name of Luca's deck is 6-minute psychological checkup, and I thought that meant he was on check pile, but as it turns out, this is definitely not check pile. This is it's actually madness from the looks of it, which is a very interesting archetype to try to pull off in Singleton because there are it's there's a lot of stuff in here. I'll say that. I didn't I really don't know what it's gonna be interesting. It's cards like Hollow One, like what he's playing are better in multiples, So you and cards like Bloodghast are also better in multiples, but so it's gonna be interesting to see how this translates to Singleton. But it's interesting to note. I think this might be the only deck where you can play Sinbad, the human looter. Yeah, dude. Um, no, he's he's he is 4-color. He is. Oh no, he is. Yeah. Huh? Okay. So now, yeah. Now for Wyjete's deck. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. We gotta fill space. So Wyjete is on an Abzan deck. The name it's listed as lands, and he definitely does have a lot of the typical lands things. Like he has Depth Stage. He has a lot of good utility lands that he can fetch with things like Crop Rotation. Except for okay, no, he is playing Crop Rotation. I thought he wasn't for a second. That would have been really interesting. Playing things like Dryad Arbor, Wasteland, Strip Mine, and then other stuff like Caracas and Rashadenport, which all of these colorless lands are interesting in a three-color deck because it's probably going to make his mana a little bit worse. Although he does have a lot of mana dorks, so yeah, he has a lot of ways to get lands out of his deck and a lot of ways to fix his mana. He's in Abzan. So this also, oh my god, he's playing Nether Void. That's I think we found the slow deck. Yeah. Nope, that's a noise. Okay, so we just got a message back from Wyjete, by the way. Also, of course, he's playing typical land recursion packages. Like, he's playing Crucible and Ramunap Excavator with Waste and Strip, so that's a way that he can lock people out of the game super early. He's got plenty of discard, as is typical of black mid-range decks. Natural Order, which is kind of a cool inclusion, actually. But I'm interested to see what can he get off Natural Order? It looks like he can get Titania. Let's look at. He can get Titania, Primeval Titan. And that's like it looks like. So that's kind of interesting, that inclusion. I guess Primeval Titan is pretty important. I can see why you'd want that, because it just gives you both depth and stage, or 2 lands to fix your mana, or 2 other utility lands. It's very versatile. And it's also big. A 6/6 Trampler just ends a lot of games, especially if you can get it on turn 4 with Natural Order or turn 3. But I don't know if that is necessarily surprising, but I'm kind of sad he doesn't have something like Terastodon in his deck, because there's nothing that feels better than slamming a 9/9 on turn 3, sacking your mana dork to slam a 9/9, and then blow up 3 of your opponent's lands and just win the game. Alright. So, while we're waiting, I guess I can...
Alrighty.
Kiram, are you muted in the other Hangouts call?
Me neither.
Okay. So, alright. So it's looking like Wyjete had the play. Luca did mold a 6 and has I'd say an okay hand to start. They have a Fauna Shaman, a Twins of Mara State, whatever, just a madness card, and then
yeah.
Wyjete, can you make sure you're muted in the Hangouts call, please?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, he's muted now. We're good. Yes, yeah. So it's not a big deal if this is the first
Also,
time.
I was not mic'd because I'm great at doing this, but now I am. So
All
people
right,
can actually
so-
hear me. Hi.
Noble Hierarch for Wyjete. This is pretty much his deck's plan, is just slam a Mana Dork early to accelerate, and then stick something like a Natural Order or some kind of lock early to keep people out of the game. But it can also play like a mid-range deck. He has a lot of very good mid-range creatures, like Siege Rhino, Tarmogoyf as a 2-drop, and then other things like Eternal Witness, Kitchen Finks, Scavenging Ooze, Thragtusk was what I was thinking of, but he's actually not playing Thragtusk, interestingly enough. He is
Hey Wyjete, could you please change the way that you are sharing your screen? Because if you just share the MTGO window, it's not gonna actually display anything from us. You need to actually share the entire display. I don't know why MTGO does it, but it works that way. Sorry about this. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Luca slammed a Warp Infiltrator. Died pretty quickly. This Noble Hierarch is a clock, despite having 0 power. It is exalted, so it can get in for 1 a turn.
Yeah. I was watching some Legacy the other day, and I saw the best way of getting under an ensnaring bridge, and this comes to my mind mostly because that works. Thanks. And I say this mostly because Hierarchy is a way to get under an ensnaring bridge. That's a primo way of getting under an ensnaring bridge. Basically, the opponent had a Brightling, was playing Death and Taxes. So he -1/+1, Brightling down to 0 power, attacked, and then +1/-1 until it had power again.
Oh my god, that costs like 6 mana a turn, doesn't it?
Well, the player with the bridge was at 1 life, so it only was 4.
Oh. Well, that's fine then. I was gonna say, if you have to keep doing that every turn, that's kind of a lot.
No, it only had to happen once.
So...
Oh, we were talking earlier about tutors that don't see a lot of play in other formats. How about Tainted Pact? How do we feel about that?
I am interested to see what he gets with it, I suppose. But yeah, Tainted Pact is a card that's really only good in this format.
Commander.
I guess.
Like it's one that sees a decent amount of play in like competitive Commander, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't play much Commander, so.
I mean, neither do I, but
this is actually sweet what Luca's doing here. He's playing a Frantic Search, untapping his lands, and discarding 2 Madness creatures.
Yes, that is sweet.
And
Incorrigible Youths.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that since Eldritch Moon Limited.
To be fair though, like, you see what the problem with this deck is, right? Like, okay, you did your big thing, you used the Frantic Search, you discarded your card, but you got a 3-mana 4/3 haste off of the deal. You can just pay 3 mana and get a 4/3 haste. That's probably a card.
There aren't, like, good Madness cards, really.
I mean, there's some, right?
Well, okay, there aren't good Madness. There aren't really... There's not really a depth of...
Yeah, there isn't... The depth is the problem, right? Because, like, you know, Fiery Temper is a decent card. Circular Logic is a decent card. Basking Rootwalla is, like, a decent card. But, like, you know, once you get past those, what are you doing?
You're playing, like... Well, I guess Boulder and Pariah is okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, there are some cards that are fine, but there's, like, you know,
and then
10, 15 of them.
After that, you're playing, like... After that, you're playing Grave Scrabbler, you're playing, like... Reckless Worm. You
I will
know?
not have you besmirch the name of the noble grave scrabbler. That card certainly exists.
That's about all I'm willing to give it, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It is a real magic card.
yeah. It's just a gravedigger that requires you to be playing a certain archetype instead of just being a gravedigger.
To be fair, if you're playing draft, like getting a
Oh, if you're
gravedigger for 2 mana, that's a pretty big deal. Like that's a good
yeah.
card. But in
All right.
constructed,
So
not as
Titania hit
much.
the field and made a 5/3, but Luca had the removal spell for it.
Okay, so it's not the worst. But it's
So
getting
only
only 1/5/3 again. Like your
yeah,
opponent plays Titania, you get one. They get 1/5/3. That's by far not the worst thing that could happen to you.
I have seen Titania just end games so many times. Cause in a mid-range deck where you're fetching every turn, you're recurring land with like Crucible and stuff. It's probably very good, I would guess. Assassin's Trophy is the Fauna Shaman.
Yeah, that was the wrong target.
Yeah.
Wyjete doesn't know this, but there's a Roaring Regisaur in Lucas' hand.
Yeah.
Which I believe has 128 power last time I checked, something like that.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so like is deciding to block, which that meant spotting Regisaur coming first. Actually, either of those are fine. Well, no, he wouldn't be hellbent. Okay, so yep, there's the rotting. And interesting to note at the Wyjete is out of cards, so there is a good chance this 7/6 just wins the game. Yep, he drew another mana dork, so that's another free. That's one free attack.
Yeah, that's
well, it doesn't have trample.
that
actually,
is
so
I feel like
block.
Wyjete had a lot riding on that Titania.
Yeah.
And that didn't pan out, and made him 1/5/3 probably is not gonna be enough.
Yep, and now Luca gets the Madness in a Bloodhall Priest, and he will be hellbent on upkeep.
You know what the fun thing is? I think
What's
that the creatures that the 5/3s that Titania makes are elementals. So maybe that could be a whole thing, right? Like, so you do some sort of shenanigans with Reason Reef.
Titania herself is elf or something. No, she is an elemental, huh?
Yeah, she's an elemental.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. So this is actually a pretty commanding Luca here, because despite the fact that Rotting Regisaur doesn't have trample, he has Bloodhall Priest, which will be triggering every time it attacks. Plus, as long as Luca can
it's the Abyss, right? Like that's what's happening here. That card is the Abyss right now. And the Bloodhole Priest has text. Like it's not a card that doesn't do anything. Eventually, like
Bloodhole Priest can just pick off a mana dork every time it attacks.
Yeah.
To clear the way for the Regisaur.
Yeah, Wyjete needs an OPEC here if they want to.
Save Wyjete. He is still under a 2-turn clock from the Bloodhall Priest because he just domes him with Bloodhall Priest.
Yeah.
And Basking Root Walla is the draw.
Bloodhole Priest is a 4/4, right? I can't quite read.
Yep, 4/4 plus 2 damage.
Yeah, plus the 2. No, I was wondering if. Oh, okay.
So this game's over next turn if Wyjete doesn't
Weathered
draw another.
Wayfarer is not gonna do
I
it.
don't think that's gonna do it.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah. The madness that got there.
Yeah, that was.
So this is more of like, we say madness, but it's more like some sort of like, it's a general graveyard synergy type deck that has discard
Yeah.
outlets, and madness is one of the ways to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think from what I saw, it's mostly madness. But Luca's also playing like good delve cards too, like Murderous Cut, Dig
Well,
Through
you
Time
know, like you have
Signatures.
stuff like, you still have probably have stuff like Vengevines and stuff, right? Like
Yeah,
that's probably like,
Vengevine's
you
in
know.
there.
So in that way, it's kind of possibly like it has kind of like a mix like between madness and like dredge. You see in like these older
Yeah.
formats where people are trying to like just dump stuff in their graveyard and then have things come back and suddenly 4/3s.
Yeah. So it's an interesting 6 from Wyjete. He has a Strip Mine, but no way to recur it. He has a Lotus Cobra, and he's drew a removal spell. I think that makes this. I think that probably makes this hand of drawing that path, because he can, like, next turn he can
Psychedog is
obviously.
in Lucas' hand.
Oh
The
my
good
god,
doctor himself.
is he playing Upheaval?
No,
There's
I think
no way.
I
No,
think
he's
Psychedog.
not.
I think it's just a discard outlet.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, I don't know that he's playing upheaval, but I don't think so.
So this is gonna be a Rhino from Wyjete, most likely.
I love Siege Rhino, such a good card. And this is a format where it still gets to roam free.
Yeah,
You see
he's
the
playing.
occasional sighting in Modern, but it's not that too frequent.
He's doing. Oh my god, he's playing Siege Rhino on turn 3. So on turn 3, he's played a 4/5 trample that gives him a 6-point life swing.
Yeah, seems these. On the play too, Luha's like,
Oh my god,
I
how do
have
you
two
come
lands
back
in
from?
play.
Oh, so if Luca can find a discard outlet, Luca does have a big game hunter in hand. So if Luca fetches blue end of turn and then careful studies, big game hunter should be able to take out the Siege Rhino.
Okay. It's
Which
these.
that's yeah. He could also just hard cast big game hunter. But I don't know why you would do that when you have a careful study in hand.
Also, as of a minute ago, if you want to join us for next week, which you should, this is always a lot of fun, and usually we don't start 1 hour later than we said we do. You can just type !! next poll in chat, and that's gonna bring you to the poll for next week. So.
Yep, and in chat you can also type !Discord to join the Canadian Highlander Discord server, which is where these weeklies are held.
Yeah,
It's
if
kinda
you're
hard to
not on the
play in the
Discord
weeklies.
already, what are you doing? Go there.
It's kind of hard to play in the weekly if you're not in the Discord too.
Yeah, true.
That's kind of difficult. Yep. So big game hunter takes out the Siege Rhino.
Yeah. My next. So I want to do something with the overlay, with the fact that that tongue in the left is kind of mismatched with where it should be. So I might play with it in the next couple of weeks to try and see if we can get this thing where we have our results to be in a better position. I know that you probably don't care about it, but
yeah. No, I mean, whatever you think is gonna make it look better, I trust you.
No, because you see, like, you know what? You see what it should be, right? It should be on top of that box that is like green, like white and gray in the center.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Tireless Tracker is online from Wyjete. He already had the mana to crack a clue, so it's already up to a 4/3. Which, yeah, Tireless Tracker is kind of a threat. It's good for Luca that he has a Murderous Cut in hand for it, but
Yeah,
Luca also has
Luca's
to.
deck seems very interactive, which is
Yeah,
um. I wish
that's
that
usually
normal
yeah.
graveyard decks in other formats could be like this. We're just playing
Yeah,
like a relatively fair mid-range game
that's
with a bunch of interaction instead of just like these idiots
I
that
mean that's
attack you.
just yeah. Not every graveyard deck can be a limited style deck that's playing a bunch of removal. Sadly, not
I
every
wouldn't call
graveyard
this
deck can do
limited
that.
style. This is definitely a
No, but
constructed
like
deck, but
it's way more. It's way less combo heavy. It's interesting.
yeah, it's a
It's
fair deck.
interesting.
Like that's the thing. Like this is a fair deck.
He's
This is a
playing
fair deck that
yeah. He's
uses
playing
graveyard that
fair.
has a
He's playing fair
value
Hogak in this
engine.
deck. He's playing
Like
fair Hogak in this deck.
yeah, but like this is the deck where you're like your goal is to use your graveyard as a value engine
Yeah,
to play a fair game of Magic. You're not
this
trying
is
to
what I
like
would. Yeah, you're right. I
put
wish this is what Dredge
28
was.
cards in your graveyard by the end of turn one and attack your opponent with 78 dredge idiots. What's this called? Vengevines.
Yeah, I wish this is what Dredge was like, but then Dredge just kills you on turn 2. So there's no reason for them to be playing fair.
Oh,
So
hi there, Primeval Titan.
yeah, Hardcast Primetime might actually just get there this
Oh, okay,
game.
no, it's gonna get
Oh,
circular
there's a
logic.
circular logic. That's right. That's big.
Luca did not get to circular logic the Siege Rhino or the Tireless Tracker, which was pretty big, but I think he's pretty happy with still having that in hand now.
Yeah. So at this point, if you're Luca, I think.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen the art for Reflecting Pool. That's nice.
What art is that? Is that in? It looks like in TGO promo.
Yeah, sadly, until they play it, I probably cannot zoom it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of
Yeah.
like it's I can't interact with the overlay from the camera, from the screen share. Ooh, Dr. Teeth made his appearance. The good doctor himself. But Wyjete has kinda run out of gas. He's gonna path the Psychothog, and now
at this point,
I mean, Noah's kind of out of gas too, to be honest.
At this point, it's between which player can draw a threat first, pretty much. Because
Para said it's the art for the new Judge promo.
Oh, okay.
And they're using it for an MTGO promo as well.
Okay, cool. So notably, this does get Lotus Cobra through Big Game Hunter, but
yeah,
Luca
because it's gonna make it a 3-2.
It makes it a 3-2, yeah.
Yeah, but this is very much a top deck,
Yeah.
A top deck battle at this point. And if Luha wants, he had even like lightning axe the Lotus Cobra, right?
Yeah, he really lightning axe. Yeah, you probably lightning axe the Lotus Cobra here.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree. I think you can take 3 a couple times.
Take 3, hope to draw something, save the lightning.
Yeah, because like I don't think that the Lotus Cobra is gonna be what decides the game, right? Probably the top deck is gonna be what decides the game. You both have cards that are more impactful than a 3-2 attacker on the field, and
like if Wyjete top decks something like, I don't know, like Knight of the Reliquary right now,
Yeah, like
That's
well, probably Knight of the Reliquary is out of Lightning Axe range, but like,
yeah,
if you top deck some sort of like, some Siege Rhino type card, right? Some big beefer,
yeah.
that's gonna kill you. Oh,
Oh,
Smuggler's Copter is a very good one
that
for
is yeah. That's a
Luca.
great draw right now because now he can actually start chipping away at Wyjete's life
Yeah,
total.
start chipping away. Plus, the luring is very important in a way in a battle where you're both like top decking and trying to filter your draws. Plus, it gives you this card outlet in a deck that cares about it. I
Yeah.
figured out what this deck reminded me of.
What's that?
So there was this graveyard-centric aggro mid-range deck the in Shadows of Arena Shadows in Kaladesh Standard before Smuggler's Copter got banned, where you would use Cathartic Reunion and Smuggler's Copter to power up your graveyard, and their big payoffs were the Prized Amalgams, which, by the way, you could not cast. Scrap Hip Scrounger could return the Prized Amalgam, and Haunted Dead was another one, where you would...
Oh, I remember this now.
Yeah. Where you would like basically return those things. It was just straight up red-black, and your finisher would be other emerge creatures, because you had this like, you don't care about your Haunted Dead, whatever, you can feed it to your distended Mindbender or whatever. And or Voldaren Pariah.
Yeah, I remember this deck now.
Yeah. And this deck very much reminds me of it. Partly because like, there's some number of overlap, right? Lightning Axe, that's a card that the deck played. The Smuggler's Copter, that was a very important card for the deck. But like, that was essentially a fair mid-range deck where, yeah, you would get some value from the graveyard. Your Prized Amalgams are probably the least fair element of the deck. But mostly you were just playing, I'm going to play these creatures that get value from giving this card, but generally speaking work, and attack you with them. And then we're going to take it from there. You got to play... what's the name of that land that comes back from the... what's the name of that land that comes back from the... from the graveyard? Drownier Temple? I think it's
the one that you can pay 3
Yeah,
to
you
return
just
to your
pay
hand.
3 and have it come back. You got to play
Yeah,
those.
that's Drownir Temple.
Yeah, Luca's kind of pulling ahead with this.
Yeah, it's
Angie's Ravager is the hit. I have also no idea what that card does, so I'm gonna just check it.
it's like a 3/3 that attacks each turn, and when it attacks, you discard your hand and draw 3.
Oh,
Which
for 2 mana?
yeah, that's pretty good.
What? What the hell? How is this card real?
Somebody actually took a custom card and printed it in a commander set.
Yeah, and plus,
So,
but part of the reason is that the Smuggler's Copter gives you, make sure that you get those things, right? Like, Wyjete is drawing 1 card per turn, and Luca's been like, no, man, I'm just gonna draw 2 and discard 1. Well, and then the Ravager is gonna have something to say about that. But,
drawing 2 and discarding 1 in Luca's deck is super relevant, too.
Yeah. But even if it wasn't, if you're in a top deck battle, just looting every turn is awesome.
Oh my god, Luca has a Welcome to the Fold in his hand.
Oh, baby!
Holy. I have not seen that card in so long.
I have not seen that card ever. Like, I mean, I've seen it in which, yeah, I know it exists, but, I don't think that card has ever seen Constructor play.
Dude, oh my god. Does he have double blue?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, dude.
That's fine.
If he had double blue...
But
Luca
he doesn't care. He's drawing 5 cards every turn.
It's true, but if he had double blue, he could have won the game. He could have won the game next turn for sure.
I mean, yes, but also... if there will be 5 cards in there, you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. I get that it's fine and that Luca's in a great position right now, but I'm mad about it, okay?
Yeah, no, okay.
Because it
I
would have been
wanted to see
sweet.
Welcome to the Fold on the stack too.
Yeah,
I
it would have
get
been
you.
sweet. It would have won him
I
it would have
would
won
have
him the match.
definitely. Is the Welcome to the Fold only 1 mana if you madness it?
It's X double blue. So he
Oh,
could
okay.
pay
So
so he
no,
could
sorry.
pay 6, take scavenging
Para in
ooze.
chat was saying only 1 mana though. That's I was
Oh.
but only 1 blue mana. I thought he meant that it only hosts 1 blue mana, but no, it means that Luca only has 1 blue mana, which yes, he does. Is that an Enclave chronology? No, it's the looter one.
Yeah, Enclave Cryptologist.
And the Cryptologist, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's an old school looter. Rise of the
Yeah.
Eldrazi.
Yeah.
I like
So
it
at
when
this
once
point,
you have finished leveling up Enclave Cryptologist, it's like, no, it's fine, you don't need to discard anymore. Just draw. It's okay.
why would you want to finish leveling up in this deck though?
What?
Huh.
What just happened?
That's an awesome question.
Huh?
Oh, the stream is unmuted on Rare's end? Oh my god. I... Okay. Oh my god.
So that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he muted now.
Okay. No, it's fine, Rare. No big deal. So, at this point in the game, I think Luca just wins.
I mean, I think Luca has been in a very commanding position for the past
Like 5 turns.
several turns. Yeah, at this point,
Yeah.
I don't think he needs. I don't think. Yeah, this game just needs to get tipped over the edge.
Yeah. So, right now it's a return clock. But if Luca can find something here to help him turn the corner, he can kill him next turn. Like if he finds a Fiery Temper off either of these,
Yeah.
he turns the corner at this point.
Out of the 75 cards that he's doing with return, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine Wyjete has many outs that aren't answered by Luca, because Luca's up to what, like 6 cards a turn.
Well,
Between
what
turn.
he needs is a Wrath.
Yeah.
That's.
But even then, Wrath off the top just means Wyjete has nothing and Luca's drawn, like 14 extra cards over them.
Yeah, but Luca's hand is like 2 lands and a burns and a bounce spell. It's still like, if you look at this board, it's like.
Well, actually, the bounce spell is super good against a Wrath anyways. You just bounce Ravager. And you still have Copter. So, like, a Wrath isn't even great against Copter.
No, yeah, I mean, for sure, but like, that's where you start, right? If Wyjete wants to come back into this game, the first thing that needs to happen is that all of this stuff needs to go away, and then we can talk about it. Oh, Hinto Turek, that's exactly what you want against the discard deck.
Yeah, do you even cast it here?
Yeah,
if you're holding cards in hand, it makes your loots bad, right?
He did end up casting it. And puts the madness and just a win. Because, just the wrappings here.
Oh my god. That's gotta feel so bad. When you hint to target your opponent and you hit a discard spell. That's
well, they draw into it, yeah, but you don't know that. But
when you hit a madness spell,
yeah,
you gotta assume that you're gonna hit a madness spell like 9 times out of 10 against this deck, right?
He kind of hit 2 here. Because the Just a Wind got looted away, and then he found another madness spell from the loot, and then he discarded and cast it.
I think they're dead on board here. I think they have 10.
Wheel of Fate.
Wheel of Fate's an interesting card here.
Yeah.
Oh. It's a discard outlet, I guess.
Yeah. I think Wyjete is just dead on board here, yeah.
Yeah.
They block the 4, they take 3, 6.
They
9? No, they don't. They take 9. Cryptologists
yeah.
need to get up power.
Cryptologist can't do that.
Yeah.
It's wait, does for some reason I thought Blood Moon Vampire had trample. It doesn't.
No, it does not.
Imagine Fiery Temper off the top right now. Okay, never mind. But like Fiery Temper off the top from Smuggler's Copter to win the game.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
there's
from
still
the
the
Angels
Cryptologist after the
Ravager.
Ravager.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now you're just dead. Or no, that's the... I thought that was the bounce one. It's not. That's the...
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Weird Anticipate. I think it's like a Tygam scheming effect or something.
Oh, nagging
Yeah.
thoughts. I couldn't read the name.
It's look at the top 2, then put one into the yard.
Oh, is that the one that has like flashback or something?
No, it's got the
madness. Oh, I have played this card in standard.
Yeah, it's like sleight of hand, but with graveyard synergies and madness.
Here's what
and also one
Luca takes it 2-0, and that's the round.
That's the whole thing. We have everybody.
Yeah, it's real
else.
spicy.
That deck is sweet.
The deck is sweet. So I have played Nagging Thoughts in standard. In the I don't know if you remember this, but in the same standard there was this mono blue prison deck, which was essentially a deck where you would lock them out by casting a bunch of what's the name of that bounce everything that has toughness less than the number of islands card?
Engulf the Shore.
Engulf the Shore. So you would just cast it like 12 times during the game. And you will keep shuffling your graveyard back using Days Undoing and take a bunch of extra turn.
Definitely played that in this format.
Anyway. Yeah, okay. Let's okay.
I have round 2 paired.
Sweet. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, should I so should I show the 1-0 match for the future then? Should we show that?
Yeah, it sounds like
okay. Alright, we'll do that. So round 2 pairings are up. Good luck.
Plus, I just want to watch more of Luhan's deck, to be perfectly honest with you. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
This deck's
God,
sweet.
it shouldn't work, but it does. It's incredible. It looks like just you look at the list and you're like, oh, this is a mess. But then look what it just did. Look what it just did to a good Abzan deck too.
Yeah. No.
This deck has stuff.
Okay.
To a perfectly coherent mid-range deck. So, TRM, there is something to note. Since we started an hour late, I am going to have to leave in like 30 to 45 minutes to go to work.
Right. Yeah. I remember. I did see that. I can limp myself to the end of the.
Okay. We should be able to get through round 2, I think, before I leave. But
yeah,
I was hoping is that I wouldn't have to leave until the very end of round 3. But it's as long as it's no big deal to you, I guess.
No, I made it work.
Okay.
I mean, even if it was a big deal to me, you're not gonna skip work because of it. So.
Yeah. So, right now we have the battle of the 2 decks playing Anja's Ravager. Is that how you pronounce that?
I say Angie's, but
Anja's? Is it Anja's? Angie? I don't know. But these are the 2 decks. Yeah, the 2 decks in the tournament playing the Ravager are the 1-0 match.
No, but if you say the Ravager, it sounds like a free Arcbound Ravager. Right?
Okay, you're right. Yeah, Arcbound Ravager does see more play, that's fair.
So the MTGO player named Victoria Manoff is not... No, his name is Glib Reaper, he just uses the same avatar, okay.
Yeah. Should probably leave these hangout stalls, at least this one.
Yeah. No, Luca you can hang out with, it's just...
Yeah, well, Luca, we gotta chill there, because he was in the same, he was a feature last round too.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So, let's talk a little bit about Rarer's deck. This is a deck he has played in the past. It's another
Rarer having
deck.
the same issue as Wyjete did last time, which is, I think he... just gonna try to fix it real quick. Give me a second.
Alright.
Hey Rarer, just as a reminder, I need you to share the entire screen and not just the MTGO window, because MTGO is a quality program and will not let you... I can't see anything if you share just the MTGO window. I just see your cursor moving. Sorry about that. Just letting you know, thanks. Yeah, this works.
Okay. Alright. So... Rarer's deck is indeed a deck he has played in the past. It's very similar to Luca's deck in that it's very graveyard heavy and plays a lot of madness type cards.
You kind of have to be if you're playing Unjust Ravager.
Yeah,
right?
Rarer's deck is more of a dredge focus. He's playing cards like Narcomoeba, obviously. He's playing... Is he playing Prized Amalgam? No, he's not. He's playing, things like Golgari Grave Troll, Golgari Thug, things like that to get cards into their graveyard. He's also playing Lotleth Giant, which is really sweet.
He's just gonna dome people for a match? Is that the plan?
But the thing is, he's playing Lotleth Giant with like 20 creatures, so...
Oh, okay. So it's more like a value thing, right? Where like, it's gonna come back and it's gonna deal them like, I don't know, 3 or 4 damage, and that's good enough.
He is also playing Hermit Druid.
As you do. Is it just value druid or like the whole or does he have any basic land in his deck?
He has no basic lands.
Oh, so he can win. So that's probably what the Lotleth Giant is for.
Yeah, that could be, yeah.
He has like some sort of Dread Return Hermit Druid combo. Is this a Hermit Druid deck?
It's not
like is Hermit Druid just incidental, or is this like an actual Hermit Druid deck, I guess?
It looks like it's a... It looks like it's not necessarily focused on Hermit Druid, but it's definitely there, and he can win with Hermit Druid.
Oh my god, did hands just work?
That's crazy.
I know. It's just like logged in and the hands were where they were supposed to be.
Happens.
This never happens.
Luca's hand is once again very sweet. He has an Azra Oddsmaker in hand. That card is from Battle Bond.
Yeah, featuring the creature type Azra, which is not one you see very often.
I remember really liking that card in Battle Bond Limited. It'll be interesting to see what he does.
Which one is that guy? Is that the guy that
it's the 3-mana 3/3 that you can discard a card to do something. I forget what it is. On attack.
Okay. I'm gonna look for that card in chat as soon as I fix the overlay.
Yeah, I'll pull Luca's list up and I'll tell you right now. Oh, it's whenever discard a card, and then whenever you discard a card, choose a creature, and then whenever the creature deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw 2.
You may discard the card if you do choose a creature. I see. So you kind of get to Tormented Voice-ish, but with a risk.
Yeah. That's not bad.
It's an interesting card.
Especially, it comes on a 3/3 and it's repeatable, so it's...
Yeah. I mean, we're not paying for
interesting to note, Luca has already killed Hermit Druid once. We'll see how long that lasts. I doubt it will last very long.
Well, it depends on how focused on the whole Hermit Druid plan that RarerMonsters deck is, right?
There are a lot of removal spells, so it makes me think that maybe it's a little bit more focused than I thought it was at first notice. Like, there's Dread Return, Reanimate. No, I think that's it actually.
Oh.
Maybe there are sorcery spells.
I mean, Dread Return isn't even necessary. Like, Dread Return is more of a combo piece, right? Like, Dread Return is what you do from the graveyard to win the game.
Yeah. Oh, Shallow Grave. That animate dead, yeah.
Oh, that's a reanimate.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not... I don't know that that's a very good reanimate, but it's there.
I mean, you reanimate the Hermit Druid and move on, right?
Yeah, but it reanimates the top card of your graveyard.
No, reanimate. He has reanimate.
Oh, there's a reanimate, yeah. I was talking about Shallow Grave.
Yeah, no, I get.
Oh, you're talking about in hand. I got it.
Yeah. There is a reanimate in Rarer's hand.
I was busy looking at Rarer's list.
No, I get it, but no, there is a reanimate in Rarer's hand right now in this moment.
So does the game end?
Probably not, because Luha has circular logic.
Yeah, but you have to also get to 3 creatures for Dread Return.
I'm assuming he can get 3 creatures from milling, right? You get an Arcomoeba, yeah. You cast a...
Oh, you get... no, Sweet goes to hand. You get an Arcomoeba, you can... If you have another way to draw, you can dredge something.
You can get an Arcomoeba, you can also... can maybe cast something from your graveyard and, like, get a Vengevine in some...
Haunted Dead.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few ways to get creatures in the battlefield once your decks.
Yeah, there's a few ways.
It's not.
Actually, it's mostly dredging, actually, like, but
once your deck's gone, winning is kind of academic.
Yeah. All right, so Survival of the Fittest online for Rarer. This.
Yeah, you see Survival of the Fittest in Rarer's hand and the worst Survival of the Fittest on Luhas's battlefield. Which is Fauna Shaman.
Yeah.
I love in Cube where, like, you have Survival in your deck and you have, like, an Eldrazi Titan. You get to do some silly stuff where you can, like, just search stuff away, but, like, shuffling your graveyard back with the Titan and then getting stuff back is pretty great.
I think my favorite thing I've ever done with Survival is one time I got like my favorite thing I've ever done with Survival, it was something like I discarded like in Emrakul and then got a Wood Elves, I think.
Yeah, my favorite, like, it's like, if you have Wood Elves in your graveyard, right? Yeah. You get to discard the Emrakul and to the cost of Survival, and with that Survival activation, you find the Wood Elves, or whatever it is that was in your graveyard. That is something that is something you can do, which is a really sweet interaction. Plus, you know, that style of deck really likes having some sort of, like, you know, probably not necessarily Emrakul, but you don't hate having a Nulamog the Endless Gyro, because you're probably some sort of green ramp deck anyway. Okay, Dread Return is in hand.
Okay, so
how did the Hermit Druid get haste?
Doesn't Reanimate give it haste?
No, Reanimate doesn't.
Oh, well, I have no idea then.
Oh, there's an Anger in the graveyard.
Oh, that would do it.
Let me pop both graveyards out, honestly. For the benefit of our viewers.
Yeah, my guess is right now Rarer is very close. But
I mean, does Rarer win if this Hermit Druid get activated? Oh! He drew the Dread Return. So, because of that, as long as the Hermit Druid is on the battlefield, like, activating the Hermit Druid does not win the game anymore.
Yeah, Dread Return in hand sucks.
Yeah, he needs to find the discard out of some sort.
Yeah, and he can't discard it with Survival because it's not a creature. So what does he have in his deck that he could discard it with?
So he decides... I mean, he would have a Cabal Therapy, right?
Yeah.
Like Cabal Therapy... Oh, no, not Cabal Therapy, sorry. But it has some sort of flashback card that lets you...
Yeah, he's playing, Faithless Looting, I guess.
Yeah, also it could be like Radical Idea is another one that you would use to, like, you know, pay some mana, discard some card. Although, actually, Radical Idea kills you, and so does Faithless Looting, because his whole deck is going into graveyard now, right?
Yeah. It would be, yeah, from Hermit Druid.
So he can't do that. Oh, Haunted Dead. There you go.
Yeah,
that's also how he gets his stuff because yeah.
Yeah.
Now reanimates the Lothless Troll, and that's gonna be all she wrote.
Yep. Because now you just sack your 3 non-tokens and then win the game.
It's like anything. You don't care.
His creature count's super tight though, so he might
have exactly 20.
He has 21.
Okay, but yeah.
So he has to sack his 3 non-tokens, I think, to get there.
No, Lu hasn't 19. So.
Oh yeah. So he has to sack at least 2 of them. Then he can sack the spirit.
Yeah. But he only has 1 token, so
he has to sack at least. It doesn't matter. He has a Narcomoeba and a token with haste, so it doesn't matter. He can just get in with those 2.
Oh yeah, I guess.
He has 2 extra damage, so he can just get in and win the game.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like he has. Like there's a number of ways for the game to just end. Yeah, he even gets to have the Cabal Therapy. Just to make sure, probably searches for Force of Will.
He could name... Yeah, I think he should name Circular Logic, because he can cast it with the Cryptologist.
Yeah, I mean... But he also has Force of Will and Force of Negation, right? So.
Yeah. They're both valid. I think it's just a 50-50 between which one you name.
Decides to go with Circular Logic. Which, by the way, is in Luca's hands, so Max feel bad.
Well. Now he's completely safe.
Yeah, I mean, Luca was dead anyway, but yeah, now he's extra dead.
Yeah. That was good to make sure, though, because he could have had his Dread Return Circular Logic.
Yeah. That would have just been the game.
Yeah.
But no, Rarer's deck is built with, you know, making sure that this happens, so.
And here comes the big guy. And
that's the game. Luca goes to negative 2 lives.
Alright. A strong showing from Rarer Game 1.
Yeah. That was... So, you don't see Hermit Druid very often these days. That was a card that used to be pointed, and it used to be... Like, it's historically a very powerful magic spell, but not...
Yeah.
Hasn't been as good in these last few... years. The combo is very fragile. Your opponent Force of Wills or has a counter spell up for your Dread Return, you just lose. You end up your Hermit Druid needs to often usually needs to untap, which for a 1/1 is like, you know, it's a dangerous word out there for 1/1s that cost 2 mana and that cost different types of mana too, but So you know
that's probably why Anger's in the deck then is.
Yeah, it's to give your creatures haste. You have a bunch of ways to, you know, get it to your graveyard anyway.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reanimation spells in the deck give Hermit Druid haste too if they have to reanimate it.
I mean, also he might be playing... Yeah. Sorry, my brain just had a short circuit there.
Yeah.
You had to... the thing is that probably the other thing that you're playing is, like, you don't need your spells to be reanimate spells. You can just have some sort of, like regrowths and raise deads, right? Like you're fine if the guy goes back to hand. It doesn't need to go on the battlefield now, because the card does only cost 2 mana. You're not cheating on the cost. like, you don't need to be shitting on the host. So, like,
Yeah,
maybe I wonder if Rarer maybe is playing some regrowths or cards in that.
It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's mostly, like, there's a Colligan's command, but it looks like it's mostly reanimation spells.
But you said he only was playing a couple of those outside of Dread Return.
Yeah, he's got Dread Return. It's actually more now that I look at it. He's got Dread Return, Reanimate, Unearth and Burial Rites, Animate Dead, and then like Shallow Grave, I guess. So he's got all the standard ones basically.
Is he playing Footsteps of the Goryo? Because that's one that I could see. It's kind of like a more expensive Shallow Grave.
He is not. I could. The card I thought of when you said that was Goryo's Revenge, and I was wondering how
Goryo's
that worked.
Vengeance, yeah, and that. So.
Goryo's Vengeance, yeah.
Oh, this card does not give haste. Weird. So, Goryo's Vengeance is a word because you only target legendary creatures, right? Footsteps of the Goryo is 2B for a sorcery, and you return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield, and you sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. So, of note, the card doesn't get exiled. It stays in your graveyard at the end of your turn, but it doesn't gain haste, which I did not remember. Which is so weird. I'm trying to remember, because I thought that there was another spell that did kind of like Shallow Grave type stuff. But maybe I'm just thinking of Goryo's Vengeance.
So, Luca Nagging Thoughts, cats Nagging Thoughts, and hits double land, which that kind of sucks, but...
Yeah, but at least you're not drawing both of them.
That's fair.
Oh, hi there, Bazaar of Baghdad. Or Riftsome Portal. That's a spicy one.
He's gonna discard the Riftstone Portal.
Yeah, of course. That's what you do with Riftstone Portal.
That's sick. Now his Bazaar taps for...
Taps for mana, yeah.
Taps for green.
Yeah, or white. I had... So, random fact. A thing that I do with some of my friends when we're like, you know, at FNM waiting for rounds or like at a restaurant after FNM waiting for food, is we often play 20 questions with Magic cards.
Yeah.
And the game is actually kind of fun. It's like something you can play like in like 2 or 3 minutes, and it's actually you get to like, you know, think of cards that like your friends probably know, but also you think you can stomp them with. It's kind of you have to throw the edge. And Riftstone Portal is one where I really got people the other 2 days ago. I randomly tried to get them to guess that card, and I won. I got to they couldn't do it in 20.
To be fair, I don't know that very many people know about Riftstone Portal.
They knew about Riftstone Portal. They knew that card existed.
Yeah. Well, I didn't, so...
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just... It's like, the rules are essentially that... and obviously, we're not, like, keeping score or anything. It's not any particularly competitive endeavor. But, like, technically, if your other people cannot guess within 20 questions, you win, unless it turns out they don't know the card, like, they don't know what the card exists, then you lose. Like, so you have to, like, find the card that they know, but you think you can stomp them with. You're kind of dredging around the edge of their knowledge is the goal. Speaking of Shallow Grave, by the way.
There it is, and it's gonna bring back a Jason Prince Prodigy, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad combo, because it's just gonna exile itself.
That's the loot, and it flips, and now you don't have to...
Yep.
Now you don't have to
now Jace just gets to stick around.
Yeah.
That's a play you sometimes see in Modern with the Goryo's Vengeance, actually. Where there was this fair Goryo's deck where you would try to reanimate Abzan. And
yeah. And then it would just stick around.
Yeah, and another target for the Goryo's Vengeance was Jace Prince Prodigy. Because there's actually this very powerful synergy when you Goryo's Jace, flip him, and immediately flashback the Goryo's to Goryo's the Abzan.
Yeah, okay. So, Jace on board for Rarer.
Yeah, Jace is a powerful card.
Yeah, I think this could be...
You can gamble for something.
Yeah.
Using Jace.
This is true.
And find his... what's his name? What's his name?
You can find Hermit Druid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said.
At what point do you consider starting to play fair, though, with this deck? Do you consider that at all?
Yes and no. This list, because of some inclusions, right? You see cards like Embodiment of Agonies and stuff. Like, it looks to me like possibly this list is capable of playing a fair game with an unfair finish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably some sort of like hybrid combo deck, right? Like, where you're trying to essentially, like, you can play a mid-range deck, but then if you need to, you can just have mid-range them.
Like, just now I'm looking at the cards in there. He's playing cards like Snapcaster Mage, Baleful Strix, and like Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, so probably the real answer is that you're not really in a hurry to go unfair.
Yeah. And it looks like he's thinking about it instead of just taking Hermit Druid. So maybe he is considering... Okay, never mind. He just took Hermit Druid. But it looked for a second maybe like he was actually thinking about it.
I mean, he's got the win, right? If Hermit Druid hits the field. Like, I guess Anger is not... So he could...
It does have to untap.
He can draw the Hermit Druid, gamble for Anger, play the Hermit Druid. Oh, I guess he doesn't have the man. No, he does. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, you'd have to draw...
Yeah, he only has 3 mana.
He'd have to make 2 more mana somehow.
Yeah. So I was saying, like, he would gamble for Anger, discard the Anger with the Bazaar.
Oh, he could, Oh, I was gonna say he could just draw Hermit Druid and then try to Intuition for it. Intuition for Anger this turn.
Yeah.
But with Intuition, the thing is... Well, he has a Bazaar, so he can...
Yeah, he has a Bazaar, so like, even if they give him Anger, he just gets discarded.
But... Yeah. But the thing with Intuition is, like, it costs 3 mana, so... And that... Basically, they'd be taking a whole turn plus a Bazaar of just kind of dirtling.
Yeah. No, I agree. But still probably... Oh, I guess he couldn't have, right? Because that shuffles the library. I was thinking I would probably have Jace for... I would probably have down-tick Jace to gamble for something, but...
Well, you have to draw, You have to draw Hermit Druid first.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's my point. That's a Hermit Druid on the top of your library, which you're keen on drawing.
Luca, hard casting Reckless Worm.
Look, you gotta get a clock on the battlefield somehow, and that's gonna allow Ursus' Smuggler's Copter to start attacking.
Yeah, that is the feels bad for this deck, though, having to hard cast a card like Reckless Worm or Incorrigible Utes, where you're just getting a 4/4 trample for 5, and it's like less than fair even.
Yeah, it's, but sometimes you do what you have to.
Interesting choice, too, just to discard the Hermit Druid with Bazaar.
Oh, does he? Oh, he's gonna probably...
Draws Dread Return. Okay.
Well, he doesn't have a land, sadly. Otherwise, he would have just cast it.
He has...
But he can, like... Oh, he is gonna flashback Shallowgrave with Jace.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he gets,
And then he gets... Oh, but he can't activate the Hermit. He doesn't have the mana to do it. Because because if you Dread Return again, he had to tap the Bazaar, so now he can't actually do that anymore. Opts to discard the land, which I don't know if I agree with. Why didn't the Smuggler Copter attack last turn, by the way?
That's a great question. I don't know. It should have.
No, maybe it's just a misclick. Oh, it was minus there? No.
No. I don't know why. Luca may have just forgotten.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the thing has been on the battlefield for like approximately a squillion turns without doing anything, so...
Yeah. So we have Para winning 2-0 over Golgomatt.
Alright.
And someone pinging during the tournament to try to play games. Nice.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Cavalry.
I never understood why people do that. Like if you're just chilling, right, and you have an afternoon to yourself, why not just join the tournament? Speaking of which,
well,
if you want to join this tournament,
okay, she's asking for people to play on cockatrice. So the reason that they're not joining, she's not joining the tournament is probably
if it's
because she doesn't have an MTGO deck.
That's fine, but if it's MTGO, there's no reason not to. Come on.
Well, some people just don't like tournaments, I suppose.
That's
I'm not
fair.
gonna try to bully people into playing.
No, we got a strong.
This is the stronger people. We're gonna Shanghai people into the event if necessary.
I'll show up at their house at 12 o'clock the night before and be like, "You better have signed up."
You probably should have done it to Cheetah so that he would have remembered.
Yeah, I should have. You're right.
Yeah, God damn it, Cheetah.
All right, well. Copter and Reckless
that's
One
fair,
are going to
Joe. Yeah, okay. So maybe you just don't have time to run the whole event, but you have time to run one game. That's fair. Cheetah's like, yeah, please speak to me when you make the expo. I will try to remember. Yes, actually.
Or you can just do that. You know.
You know what the next poll is made? Right now, you can go and answer the next poll. If you are, for example, somebody that might forget to press the button, just go do it now, and then you don't have to worry about it. I'll add the poll to the announcement to like the tournaments and stuff. Like when we do the write out about the results and stuff, we'll jam the poll into there.
Yeah,
and
you gotta make sure to think twice about hitting the submit button too.
Yeah, but
make sure you actually did it.
Oh yeah, by the way, there is an Angel's Ravager on Rare's.
Yeah, that card's just good on every board state, I guess.
It's like, do you have less than 3 cards in hand? Yes. Okay, this card's awesome. Go attack with it.
Yeah. I
really don't understand why Rarer hasn't gone for it. It feels like he can just Shallow Grave for the Hermit Druid and go for it, right?
Yeah, as long as Dread returns in his graveyard, which it is. So
which it is, but I mean, he's gonna lose the game if he does that, but he doesn't know that. Oh no, he's not even gonna lose the game because he had Cabal Therapy Luha to get it done. Oh, but he doesn't have enough mana. Is the problem.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough mana to Shallow Grave, activate Hermit Druid, and Cabal Therapy. He needs one more.
Yeah, no, I mean, Cabal Therapy is free.
Alright, you can just sack Hermit Druid, I guess, for it.
Yeah.
Is the Cabal Therapy in his yard?
But he needs 2 more mana to have the Haunted Dead come back.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't see a scenario in which he's drawing 2 more mana exactly next turn. So...
Lionside Diamond question?
He's not playing like Ancient Tomb or anything, so I don't...
Lionside Diamond?
Nope. The only artifact he's playing is Mox Diamond. He's not... The only lands he's playing tap for 1, so he'd have to draw 2 lands in a row to get that done.
The point is, the Jace is now dead, right? So that line's gone.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Shallow Grave line is gone, so now he has to draw...
Well, I also don't even think he really cares about the Shallow Grave line right now. Like, he got Golgari, Grave Troll, and Ravager off the last one, so Ravager did die. But with the Grave Troll and Ravager, he was looking to Dread to, like, 18 last turn.
I mean...
Strangely, I would have... That Wasteland not going at Bazaar seems... inadvisable. Like Bazaar, it's a dredge deck. It's trying to cheat on mana. Bazaar.
I mean, yes, he's trying to
powerful.
cheat on mana, but also he's not doing anything. Is the thing.
Well, he doesn't need to. Once he gets like, obviously, Luca has this counter, which will just crush him if he's not like. But this deck is not about.
So if you have enough mana, if he has enough to do the whole thing, he can check if the coast is clear by Hastin.
Yeah.
That dude's pretty big actually.
Yeah, that is a 13/13.
Yeah.
And if
that
like,
counts
the
as
thing is,
large.
if Rarer mills his library or approximately his library, he can win with either if you get a Bloodghast and Haunted Dead, so you just need 2 mana and a land in hand, or if you hit Narcomoeba and you have Haunted Dead, or Haunted Dead, and then if you have a way to get the Haunted Dead back in your graveyard.
I mean, if RarerMonsters just dredges his whole, like, most of his deck, him win with the ham sandwich, right? At that point, it's kind of academic.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So he's not under a ton of pressure here. He's at 19, right?
Yeah.
He's not under a lot of pressure. He has a Bazaar
He also
in play.
does have a 2-turn clock.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I guess the Smuggler's Copter gets to draw.
Gets to block, yeah.
Gets to block once, but like.
Yeah. I'm saying, yeah, without the embodiment. So he has a lot of time because these are both pretty slow decks, but Rarer just gets to keep dumping his deck into his graveyard, which is exactly where he wants
probably,
it.
I'm assuming we're gonna see an upkeep dredge here. An upkeep Bazaar activation here.
Probably.
Okay. So for people that are not as familiar with the workings of dredge, the upside of doing a Bazaar, an upkeep Bazaar activation is that you get to dredge your grave troll, immediately discard it, and then have it in your graveyard again by the time you draw. He ended up dredging a stink with him, so it didn't matter. But
yeah, but that's the other thing too is this deck has life from the loam, so the mana isn't a huge issue here. Like he will get life from the loam. He will be able to rebuild his mana base, but the waste then on Bazaar is huge because it slows it down so much.
Yeah, I guess I was too focused on like the combo plan rather than it's hard for me to figure out how all in this deck is.
Well, yeah, the combo plan is basically once I have my graveyard in my or my deck in my graveyard.
But that's not, for example, how the first game played. Like the first game, he just went for it and killed Luca.
Oh yeah. Like so I played him the other day, and I was playing Academy as I do. And game 1, he killed me with turn 2 Hermit Druid. Just you're dead. And I think I comboed off game 2. And in game 3, I beat him when he milled his entire library. And my previous top deck, which was basically my last draw of the game, was Whir of Invention. So I was able to Whir for Memory Jar and kill him. That's the kind of thing, is like sometimes it's a turn 2 combo deck, and sometimes it's like a 20-turn
like a
strip lock, shenanigans lock against Academy, right?
Like it's kind of like a hybrid. Like it's a hybrid combo, but it's hybridized with like some sort of mid-range prison weird.
It's nonsense. Like a value deck, right? It's just like this weird grindy value deck that has these explosive kills that you're kind of aware of, but a lot of the time all you can do is just stare at it and go, "Oh yeah, I'm dead."
Yeah, I've been trying my hand at hybrid combo decks recently. I've been playing a bunch of Volt, which is a very different experience, but it has the same of, oh, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is turn 3.
Rarer's deck is fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Volt deck, I would say, is more fair than Rarer's deck, actually.
Nah.
The Volt deck, no, like
I'm with Wheeler here.
The Volt deck is you are devoting a small number of cards to your Volt package, and outside of that, it's just a regular blue control deck that you just play.
Which makes it better and more disgusting because it's just I win. I had 4 mana.
But like more powerful doesn't mean more, but doesn't mean less fair.
I was gonna say this.
Like I think in terms of fairness, the Volt deck is more fair, but yeah, it's a powerful deck for sure.
Because it turns off his counterspell, yeah. If he wants the Dino, which I don't think actually does anything for him here, he's still on a 3-turn clock, and I don't think it puts Rarer on a faster clock, and it turns off his counterspell, so now...
I mean...
Which is discarded.
Luca does have, now, though, a decent amount of pressure. Like,
wait.
Luca has lethal next turn.
Or does he? Okay.
Luca wins.
He has exactly
now.
13. So...
I mean, yeah, but if Rare gets...
Well, no. If Rare attacks not seeing it, then Luca wins. But Rare's probably gonna hold back the embodiment, is my guess.
If Rare
Well,
hits
no.
a land, well, no, he doesn't have the cards in hand.
But like but that's my point. Like Rare can't attack with the embodiment this turn unless he puts a body on the field.
Yeah,
If he
but, I mean,
attacks
this
with the
deck is full of
embodiment,
free
Luca goes to
bodies.
5 and then Glebe dies. He doesn't have the mana to put those bodies on the field.
I mean, there's a thing called Narcomoeba, but yeah.
Well, he didn't get.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They're in a they're kind of in a stalemate here. There's a haunted.
Yeah, no, but that's my point, right? Like, he needs to find the Narcomoeba so he can attack and then chomp the Rodent user.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah, so
that's
I think,
one
like,
card in his deck. Which I'm fine.
Luca definitely has. If Luca can disrupt, obviously, this embodiment, he wins. But I think this board position actually favors Rare a bit. I don't know. There are a lot of draw.
No, I think the advantage is definitely Rare's camp because you can find anything.
Because Luca can't swing, right? If Luca swings,
and Rare can find anything. But Luca has two looters,
then...
so Luca now has seen like lots of cards.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That draw.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Voldaren Pariah, eh? Yeah. That can flip.
That might do it actually.
You flip it with your 2 looters and your 4/4 swing in for 7, and make them sack their embodiment.
Yep, yeah, that's the plan.
Is Luca gonna pull this off?
Looks like it.
Oh wow!
Triple black off the underground scene and the reflecting pool. But still, yeah. Like I still think that the correct line there is to waste the Bazaar.
Yeah. Because this deck is not as all-in, I think it because of how this game... Like, I don't have a lot of experience with Hermit Druid, so I will admit my ignorance there. But because of how this game has gone, I think you're correct.
I feel like these two are the most experienced players probably in the history of the format with these 2 decks, right? I don't think anyone's played 4-Color Madness before, and I don't think anyone's built an all-in Dread like Rare's before either.
This deck is sweet, this Madness deck. Like, I did not realize that this deck was like... This deck has looked like relatively real, which is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, there's definitely some cards that are like questionable, right? Where it's like these are here because they have Madness, not necessarily good cards.
You know, that's they're gonna have that. But
happen.
like, Rodent Register is a hell of a card.
Yeah, and then you just turn that into some like medium upside, and all the looters are pretty solid here. And
yeah, I mean, looters are just good, right? You don't need to attack a whole lot on a looter to make it a good card. Like,
exactly.
It's pretty close.
But
to
you
being
just
good by
all of a
itself.
sudden they're actually just and adding mana, right?
Yeah.
And giving your creatures flash.
Yeah. Oh, so he didn't go for the attack there. He opted to wait with probably. So he probably is gonna end of turn flip. Like he's gonna see what's happening basically. Sacrifice end of turn and then try to win immediately, I suppose.
Where did he get the other mana for the
He did not flip the Voldaren Pariah? That's interesting.
But there's a
maze of it.
Oh, Riftstone Portal in the graveyard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a portal, yeah. Oh, sorry. I did not...
then I especially don't like going for the mana, because Bazaar's actually land, unless he hit it in a recent turn still. I was like, is there an Urborg somewhere? Okay, well that should just be... Is that lethal? That's 13, with O'Brien the 6/5.
No, because the Voldaren Pariah needs to sacrifice the Reckless Worm. No, that's actually exactly 13, right?
Yeah. Lucky number 13.
Yeah, because I forgot Voldaren Pariah is a 6/5 and not a 5/5.
Well, I do have to get going right now, though, to go to work. So, as always, it was nice commentating with you. I'll hopefully be back next week. I should be back next week. There shouldn't be anything. Wyjete did win 2-1 over Wynot.
Oh,
I think.
Wait, if you're running the tournament, how do I...
Yeah, okay, so...
Okay.
That's a great question.
Let's do it this way.
Don't know.
Is this the last round? Is this the last match that we have?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you make pairings,
I'll make pairings
on
for
both
both
with
and
both
mix it up.
results, yeah, and like just send them to me, and I'll post whichever one is right.
Okay, so this if Luca wins, let me just find this.
Yeah, just send them to me on Discord.
Yeah. Oh shit! Hold up.
Wyjete 1-1 with 5
There we
seconds
go.
to spare. Nice.
Luca's getting clocked here. Fall 5 minutes behind.
Yeah, it's
like a pretty solid start from Rare, right? They've got the
I didn't
survival
notice that. I might have told them to just start a new match, so that's not. I just wanted to confirm to Chira that he has in fact signed up for the next event.
That's
This
good.
time. Okay, Thunder, I did get. Oh, okay, no, you're still posting.
Okay, so they paired 2 people down, I guess. If Rare wins, whatever, no big deal.
Well, I
That's
think
what
it's
Arena's
because we
doing.
only have 6 people, so it's kind of like some of this are gonna
Oh.
be, oh, these are the only pairings that we can do.
So it's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
I mean,
All right.
we're gonna
Well,
have to.
I'm
Well,
gonna
whatever.
head out for now.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. I'll hand.
Yep, it was nice commentating with you guys. I will most likely be back next week, but I'll let you know.
Thank you.
I like this wasteland fight here. Just a bit of a slap fight.
Yeah,
all right. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you next week. Thanks for hanging out.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I feel like Rare can run off less mana easier, but like Luca's in a better position here. He can cast basically all of his things. Once he gets the Seer down next turn, and he can start casting his 2 drops, or his 3 drops for 2, and his 5 drop for 3. And he's got some interaction here. I don't know what Rare Monster gets here, right? Like, I should watch this. We have a thing for this for a reason.
So Para, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think you can hypothetically do commentary for the next 5 minutes while this match keeps going?
Yeah.
Kinda need to use the restroom.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
I'll be back in 5 minutes. Sorry about this. I'll return.
No, it's fine. Yeah, this
Bye.
is yeah, it's an interesting position here. Like if he just has onboard presence, he's got a 5-turn clock, although less with this fiery temper that can get cast off this wooded foothills. Okay, yeah, he got the grave troll, that makes sense. The Reaper still has a fair amount of time to just keep dredging though. So he can't cast either side of this Lingering Souls yet, or this Ravager. Like he just needs mana to get on board to actually be able to successfully block here, and staunch the bleeding a little bit. And I don't know if he has the time. Okay, well, that's a good dredge. Yeah, I didn't see where that went in graveyard if he drew it here. But Life No Loam is a good hit. It gets him back Wasteland to attack this mana of Luca. It gets him the ability to start getting back fetches so he can. Once his graveyard starts filling up, which is now filling up pretty quickly, he's got this Embodiment of Agonies. And like we saw last game, Embodiment can really just completely shut down Luca. Although it's non-land CMCs, I think it's 7 right now, which is bigger than anything Luca can handle. We've also got Ravager from Reaper, which, as we've seen a couple times today, draws a ton of cards. And pitching your entire hand into the graveyard is exactly what Reaper really wants to be doing, right? Especially when he can discard his hand, dredge 6 off of... Well, he can dredge for turn, then discard and dredge again off of, Golgomatt Grave Troll, which would be, dredge 12, draw 2 with Ravager in play with an attack. And there's a Hermit Druid, although we know Luke has a couple answers to that. I don't know if he'll try to develop the Hermit Druid. Like, he's definitely under a lot of pressure here now. He has no black mana. This is kind of a rough situation. I don't know. Do you just like waste the drop, play Hermit Druid? Or Lingering Souls is actually pretty solid here just because it puts out a lot of blockers. Ravager is a really, really strong card, and it's definitely worth trying to develop. Essentially flashing it in at the end of the turn is the best use of it. He does have haste here off the anger that he put in the graveyard. He doesn't have the other green mana, which is really unfortunate. But also Luca has this temper anyways. Or Lightning Axe, rather. So we've even double green. Well, it would have let him put his entire graveyard into the library. If he'd gone with the Reflecting Pool off the Wasteland, but... Yeah, actually, he probably could have just won here. But I definitely understand he's seen the Madness counterspell, so it makes sense to try to play a little slower here. You know that Luke is playing some amount of removal and counter magic, and it's possible that... Oh, sorry, no, that was Lucas Bloodghast. My bad. Yeah. Then yeah, otherwise if you go for that, you don't get 3 balls for it. Looks like Reaper's just not, like, developing his board presence at all, so he can't put up a defense. And this attack just puts him dead next turn to Fiery Temper, right? You swing out with the Seer as well. Put him to 3. I think that's just game here. I don't know what Reaper has as an out, if he even... Oh, does he have Fifthstorm Portal in the graveyard again, so you don't have anything for green. Okay, then I guess he could have... Yeah, but he just didn't have the mana. He could have gone off with Mildred's entire library with Hermit Druid in response to the Lightning Axe last turn, but he would have been short... Well, no, he could have got Narcom... Yeah, he would have got Narcomoeba, and then he'd be short creatures. So I definitely understand why he's slow here. Yeah, it looks like this one's just about over.
Just in time, then. What
brown scale. Reaper's basically been spinning his wheels a little bit, and Luke developed a board and just put pressure on him.
Oh yeah, I see. I see.
And so he's fallen down to 3 and is a Fiery Temper.
Well-developed board, yeah.
And so I just don't know. I don't know how Reaper stays alive here. He can dredge the drown scale. He does gain life, but unless you can get a blocker on the board, like, you're still dead on board. And there's this Fiery Temper.
Lingering Soul gets to make some blockers, but
it makes 2 blockers. But if you take 2 damage, you're dead, right?
Yeah,
so you need to block all of Luca's creatures.
Man, Faria Seer. It's a... That's
Like
a card.
you block 6 here, you take 3, you go to 2, and you die to fire.
Yeah, game's up, game's over.
Interestingly,
that's a very commanding performance from Luha's deck. This is this deck is sweet.
Yeah.
How do you feel about having to play him next round?
I feel like my deck is like, I don't know, I'm working on a different axis, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can definitely have quicker. I don't know. I find that I don't actually care that much about creatures a lot of the time. All you have to do is cast upheaval once, and they tend to go away.
That's true. All right. Okay. Rather say that they're gonna need a sound before next round. Take your time. Are you also 2-0, by the way? Are you 2-0?
Yes.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out if there was if there's a finals, I want to watch the finals. If
just watch Luca all day, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Luca's deck is sweet, so I'm not.
I know. Yeah, I have no complaints about that.
Yeah.
If there
was, but you know, like if there was some sort of, because you might get with only one person 2-0 with 6 players.
This is the first time I'll actually be on coverage, because every other time, I've had a bye last couple times. Then you just pop in as I'm, and then that's it. Which, I'll take it.
You get to watch yourself on camera.
So I'm going against Para.
Yeah, I believe that's
give me. Yeah, okay. I'm about to post pairings. It's just.
Yeah, there's much pairings, but I assume
you're gonna be on I had news words. Those are things
coverage.
that I am on. Yeah, you're gonna be on coverage again. But yeah, that's basically what I'm about to post pairings. And the other thing I have to say to people that are in the chat is that the first person that finishes the round, if they can hop on commentary and give me a hand with debating the match, that's appreciated if they do that. Okay. Either way, Rarers said that they're gonna need a minute, but we're just gonna let them start later if they need to. These are the pairings. I just posted them in the Discord, and we're gonna watch Luca and Para.
Combo?
Excuse me?
I'm talking to Para.
Oh, yeah, okay. And in the meantime, I am going to try and get our codes going so that we can pair. There you go. There's pair right there. I've almost said his name. Said that name on stream. Just be like, yeah, this is. Alrighty, and hopefully we get a screen share soon. In the meantime, is the match already ongoing? You get to hear me a little scatterbrained, possibly. I mean, normally you don't get to hear me as much in this phase, but today you do. Hands just worked again. That's beautiful. I don't know why it's working so well today, but I'll take it.
Just want to double check that the hand sharing is working.
Yeah, no, the hand's working. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I just logged in and the hands were just working fine.
Sweet. All right. Just want to make sure. All right.
Yeah, no. Thank you for joining. Let me fix everything. We have. I have no idea. Oh, yeah, he's obviously playing Paradox Academy. I don't know why he thought I would check. I was like, I wonder what he's... Oh, it's pair. Oh, their hands got swapped. I need to swap them. I see. Okay, well... Okay, that's what happened here. I need to swap these fine players. But outside of that, we should be good to go. So Luca's on the top and Paran on the bottom. I'm gonna fix the name tags in a second. Slowly fixing everything. You know how this stuff is by now. It takes a minute before everything is up. But I want to. I usually want to go through coverage as fast as possible, which is why we get in and the text hasn't been fixed yet. Is the deal there. Done. And then Paranundrox down here. The deck tag is Paradox Academy. I want to like find a way so I don't have to like move this every time I change the length of this, but I haven't been too successful with that yet. Also his name is Paranundrox, not Paranundra. Ah, I did type the whole thing. The problem. I don't understand. And here we have Luca is gonna be on Madness. That's the same deck we have watched so far. The match score is 0-0, and finally we are there. And I probably missed most of game one. Yeah, I did. There's a Roaring Register on the field. That's gonna kill people. I guess can Para kind of go off? There's a Mystic Forge on the field. We'll see if that's enough for him to try to win the game. If he passes the turn, he's dead. That's kind of how this is gonna work out. Rings of Pryheart is kind of a sweet one. That is gonna be able to work for something, maybe. A lot of his artifacts are tapped though, so I don't know what he can work for. There is no counterspell in Luha's hand now. He gets to work for a Candelabra. Oh, okay. He had some Academy mana. So now, okay. So he's actually in a decent position to humble off. I don't know what the top of his library is. Exiles the land from the top. Has a lot of mana from the Candle if he needs to, but doesn't find anything. And the Roaring Register gets there, and Luha wins. Let's go to game 2. I think we both look like they're keeping 7. You see the normal. You see a hand with like a couple of tutors, a couple of signets, a draw 7 in Para's hand, including Wheel of Invention, which is... Oh, okay, no, he goes to 6. I think Luca opted to keep his 7, I think. His hand is 3 lands, a Grave Scrabbler, which is really whatever. The draw a head with madness thing. Oh no, he also goes to 6. Oh no. He went to 6 and put a card on the bottom. Put the Graves card on the bottom, which makes sense. And he has a Vengevine also. What's a draw a head card with madness? I don't. Pera went to 4 in the meantime. His hand is Sapphire, Opal, Mindstone, Narset. Which, by the way, Narset Time Spiral was a combination in his hand. That's a combination. It's a hell of a combo. Obsessive Search was the card that I kind of blanked on. Para finds a Soul Ring. Let's continues with the Mind, whatever, with the Mind Stone. Next turn has an Arset coming down. Luca is kind of out of gas here, though. Pera has no lands to kill with the Strip Mine. He still deploys it, which is interesting. Ooh, Workshop from the top. That's a magic card. Opts not to deploy it quite yet. Fanarset finds a Time Twister, which is a magic card. Para anticipating that the just feeds the Workshop as bait for the Strip Mine because it's gonna Time Twister anyway next turn, so that goes away. So he might as well take a land away from Luca. And it's not like he has other lands that he can deploy anyway. Luca's flooding like a crazy amount. Oh, Narset. Time Twister Narset from Pera. So Luca gets one land, one card, which is the land, which is, to be fair, his hand is not significantly worse than it was. Pera gets a full grip, finds a Sahili. I don't see this one going too well for Luca, to be honest. We've seen some number of Wheel Narset decks in the past, and it's a combination. That is a combination. Yeah, Para ran away with this one. The Will Narset was just the icing. The icing on the cake there, but this game just was not close to being close. And we have let's go to game 3. Para has a pretty busted hand that can accelerate with fast Paradox Engine with a Sol Ring and the Hidden Archive on the field. Turnabout can do some stuff there. Luca's kind of Luca's playing Ancient Grudge. Holy moly. That is a magic card. Really? Okay. I am in awe of the fact that there is. I mean, okay, so the fact that there's definitely going to discard the basket root to Allah because, obviously. And I think the other card is gonna hit the graveyard. This is ours in Judgment, maybe. It's either that or Grave Grappler, if I had to guess, but. Ancient Grudge. Holy moly. That's crazy. Is that gonna be enough? Well, he needs to pair that with a clock of some sort. Otherwise, it's definitely not gonna be. But ambushing the Paradox Engine and probably like the Soul Ring or something is it's a pretty sweet deal. Like Para is probably gonna lead the with turn 1 Soul Ring. I guess I can do Soul Ring into Hidron Archive here because of the yeah. And Luca's gonna grudge the archive if I had to guess. He picked up a Tolarian Academy? What is this match? So there's some stuff going on, is what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, Luha immediately opts for the no-nonsense line of just immediately grudging one of the mana producers, which I agree with. Granted, I can see Para's hand, so that's, yeah, of course I agree with, but now Para has the problem of having to try and bait this Ancient Grudge before he can deploy this Paradox Engine, or just use the Paradox Engine to bait it, which is also, it's a thing. He would just deploy the Paradox Engine this turn, but obviously opts not to, because that's gonna just get grudged. And now, well, we're gonna have to see how fast can Luca go here. I think that's a big question. His hand is a Violent Eruption, which doesn't really have much in terms of text. Some Nagging Thoughts gonna deep and deeper. From Under the Floorboards can make some idiots to start. Sorry. Yeah, but yeah, from Under the Floorboard can start making some guys to pressure Paras with, but also Luca doesn't have infinite mana here, and he needs to keep green up pretty much constantly. And these are my parents, which are trying to call me. I am going to quickly tell them that I need to finish the stream, which is probably not gonna go on super long anyway. Before we can talk. I did tell them I would call them at 3, but then we started late. So okay. Violent Eruptions something, but I missed what it was. The face, I'm guessing. Is this Violent Eruption? What does Violent Eruption do? Let's start there. Card Violent Eruption. Does it have Madness or something? Okay. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that Para's gonna win eventually. Actually, Para's probably gonna win right now. Is the thing, right? Like he has. Luca did not find lands. He was first stopped out, and now he. That was enough for Luca to safely deploy his Paradox engine and immediately start going off. So that's I think it's likely to be all she wrote, honestly. Eugene takes down the Tombound Leech. There's a Mindslaver lock that's happening. Okay, so Violent Eruption has madness. Okay, that was the trigger that we were seeing. So now, because of the Time Slaver, Luca's gonna get to do some stuff. Oh, Angie Falkenrod. Angie? Anie? I'm gonna with Anie. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna go with. Faithless Lootings, Fruit Flashback, discard some cards for no value. Leave Luca with some random garbage. Cast Ancient Grudge on something that he didn't care about. And then probably, I think that Para is gonna presumably, I guess, ultimate Tsugen eventually. He gets to kill the Rutwala. And then the top gets to generate a bunch of value. He doesn't have a ton of cards to generate value with, but it doesn't hugely matter. Like, he gets to top, to look at some cards, play land, put the top on top, find some cards, generate some more mana. I guess that he has to stop here, though. He hasn't really drawn cards. But, I mean, it doesn't hugely... Oh, Dark Faden? Dark Faden's a good one. He gets to just take the Paradox engine. I mean, the Eugene is still an issue, but that's kind of funny. Like, he's still gonna lose to Eugene, but... Fighting the good fight here. Oh, Golgomatt, I see you in the room. Are you... I can barely hear you. Try talking now.
My mic is bad. Really bad.
Oh yeah, I can tell that your mic's bad. Holy moly.
Literally, I've been fiddling with the sound system since we started the tournament. It is better.
I mean, I can't really hear anything that you say, to be honest. I don't know what. I have been. It has been. Not really.
I don't think the reason I haven't talked.
It's a little better now, but I mean, it doesn't matter. We'll get to. It's fine. I got this. This game is kind of over anyway. Yeah, Para's got the match. His lead was absurd, so it's not the big surprise. So let's see if let's see if there's anything else that is still going on, because that was the whole thing.
Yep. I can't believe I went on that Molda 4.
Yeah, Narset time twisted, man.
Yeah.
Also, your rips were insane. Like,
yeah. That last game, I was like, I'm on see how this deck draws, They just top deck Academy. Although that Ancient
Yeah.
Grudge really pushed me back like a turn or
Yeah,
two.
no,
I just had to play around it.
I when I popped off when I saw the Ancient, I was like, excuse me, what? Okay, so I see
I
that.
should have fired off the second part of Ancient Grudge instead of developing my own board.
Or at least holding it up, not necessarily firing it off. Not hitting Soul Ring is like whatever. It would kind of suck, but then I could play Paradox Engine uncontested. Even if I have no mana out, that's still reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think holding it up at least. So if I cast Paradox Engine, you the Soul Ring at least, right?
Yeah, okay, sure.
You definitely do have to develop your like. You cannot just sit on one Ancient Grudge against Academy. It will not win you the game.
Yeah.
And you'll just let them develop, and then
Yeah,
you'll
I mean
lose.
that's what lost. That's what's lost to the game, Luha. Right? Like you just had no pressure that game. It's like, yeah, I have this Ancient Grudge, but I can't transform the time that this buys me into damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like the best example that another really good example against RarerMonster, right? He's not doing, but if you're also not doing anything and you're not throwing him, he will just win. Like it is a combo deck.
Yeah.
Or you just die to a 13/13 embodiment, or you beat a 13/13 embodiment.
Yeah.
That happens
Yeah.
too. But yeah, I think that Manus deck definitely has potential.
Yeah, no, this deck has been sweet. Like, it
There's probably a
definitely
lot of
has more
streamlining
play
you
than
can do.
to it than I expected. It's been
Yeah.
really surprising to me how well it looked like it was performing.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some streamlining you can do with some of the cards that you can cut for more cards.
you
like
know,
Macy.
20th card with Madness, probably not great, but
Yeah, well, I think if you have like a core of Madness and discard, and then you mix in some of those flashback spells, some of those dredge spells or delve spells. Like I haven't seen your list, Lucas, so I can't really say. I don't know. I've only seen what you've
I
played.
had Hogak in hand the game that I what was it against you? No. Against one of the others, I had
Unless it was game
Hogak
2,
in
or,
hand
but
when I was going to win anyways.
yeah.
And
But I
then
feel like I think more
tried
focus on
pushing.
the cards like Rotting Reggie, right, where you just kill your opponent dead.
Rodin
Running
Regisseur is such a card.
It's so big.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's a 3 mana 7/6. What were they thinking?
It's not that good. It's not even played in standard. I don't
Well,
think.
that's not the measure for how good it is.
Also,
That card,
to
I
be
don't
fair,
know.
it is played in standard. But
That card slaps, right? I think that first game I might have been able to. Well, actually, I was probably pretty solid position to win if you had any other 3-drop.
if you have a hand that didn't apply quite as much pressure as a 7/6.
Yeah, if I got another turn there, I'd be like.
Yeah, no,
obviously
because
when I
like you
lost-
were kind of going off, and then like you were forced to like go
I
off from
bricked
like
hardcore. Yeah, 3 lands in hand, 2 lands on the
but
top.
you were like kind of going off from like a position where you didn't have as many resources there with like a Mystic Forge that had no, like, very little protection from getting stuck on stuff, and then you whiffed, which was possible because you had to go off there because of all the pressure that you had.
Exactly, that's what I mean. If I had another turn or two there,
Yeah, you were gonna win with the Mystic Forge on the field. It wasn't gonna be particularly.
yeah, and wouldn't have needed to get thing. I could have gone for top because I would have untapped with all my mana. But yeah, that's why it's really about pressure against Academy.
So yeah, I have for Delve, Treasure
Awkward
Cruise,
oof here.
Dig Through Time, Murder
Yeah,
Scout,
not the best
Okay.
oof that has ever been seen.
Probably one of the worst oofs that's ever been seen.
Probably one of the worst oofs. Yeah.
I don't know.
Big oof.
I don't know. I didn't cast an Academy against you, Luca, or Academy, an upheaval against you. That's how I feel about oof. It's like, yeah, I still have Academy, and eventually I am going to cast upheaval, which I did against Golgomatt, I think, maybe twice, definitely once. And then it doesn't matter that you had an oof anymore. I just have 1,000,000 mana, and you don't have a board.
Yeah, I mean the question is just.
Okay, just Golgomatt's saying just the one. Yeah, I can't remember. I think
Yeah.
that's what it was. I cast it once in one game, and then I wheeled it back game. But I didn't need to cast it again. It would have just been a ritual. But I had the mana.
I mean, the thing is that all of these disruptive plays, what they do is prolong the game, right? The question is, can you convert this time that you're gaining by disrupting your Paradox opponent?
Yeah, well, because that's the thing is,
like, getting closer to winning the game, because like the Paradox deck is gonna win eventually. It's what the Paradox deck does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Collector Oof kind of it shuts you down, but it doesn't take you out of the game. And so what that means
all of
is
your stuff
soon
is
as
still there. It's just a matter of like, as soon as that goes away.
As soon as Oof leaves play, the engine deck is just gonna win because they have 17.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you play a bunch of Modern, for example, right? Which is like against Storm, cards like Lena of Sanctity of Rule of Law are not actually sufficient to beat the deck.
All they have to do is draw their hate piece answer. Yeah.
You like, for example, hard like Rest in Peace, at least that's a lot more impactful, because at least while Rest in Peace is on the field, your
its effect is permanent. Yeah, getting rid of it doesn't undo all its work.
Yeah. Even if it goes away, and that's like, for example, if you have something like Dark Faden, right, which we saw in the game before. Once you have taken the Paradox engine, that's taken.
Well, and then I immediately drew the copy artifact off the top.
Well, okay, but like
I know.
But, but the thing is still like,
if you get rid of
deals
that,
lost in damage is just the thing that like is hard to undone, hard to
or like
undo.
A strip mine, right? It's not like you've Blood Mooned their land, which can go away. You stripped it. It's hard to get it back. It's a more permanent removal. Or I was gonna say, or it's like Moat or Ensnaring Bridge, right? Like, just because you have it down does not mean that it's going to win you the game, because the opponent on the other side will continue to play creatures, and then if they hit their Night of Autumn or their Reclamation Sage or whatever they're playing, right? They'll blow it up and then you're dead. And I've been in that position a ton of times in like eggs and stuff, where you're just sitting there like, I have like maybe 4 or 5 turns or 4 or 5 draws to find an out, but that's also their 4 or 5 draws to get a Rec Sage, and it's whoever hits it first.
Yeah. Whereas if like, but against like, for example, if you're playing like a deck that is like a lot more sorry, if you're playing a deck that is more aggressive, where you're like, oh, I have I can actually, like, every turn that they get becomes 6 damage, 8 damage to the face, right? Like, then at that point, having the Ancient Grudge can be a lot more impactful, because they're like, oh, this actually...
Yeah, you're slowing them down for a turn.
Yeah, and that turn that gets you that much closer to winning the game.
Or like, yeah, or if you're that's the thing, yeah, definitely. Like, if you're Ancient Grudge and you deal 2 damage on that, not an amazing, like, and you purchased 1 turn to the game, you didn't get a great amount of damage for that rate. But if you're dealing like 8 damage or 10 damage with your Rotting Reggie, then that's a pretty good rate. Yeah. And it looks like Rare is probably just going to win. Yeah.
I mean, that it was going off. He was doing the Hermit Druid stuff. That's why I didn't. We've already seen it. People know how the Hermit Druid things work.
Yeah, well, so if anyone didn't see, he played the Anger play, so he can activate it for his library. He had 3 creatures. He used sacrificed 3 creatures to flashback Dread Return, targeting his Troll, which does damage equal to the number of creatures in his graveyard. He had about 20-some creatures in his graveyard. I think he has like 26 in his deck or something like that.
Yeah, he's very tight. Like, I think he actually has 21 creatures in his entire deck, which is like...
And so he shot him for lethal, yeah.
I was gonna say, he needs almost every creature in his graveyard.
It's kind of silly what my answers for Oof are, but I have them. Like Capsize, which is a reasonable answer. Sometimes you just have Urza. Urza just kills them dead anyways.
Yeah.
But my favorite answers are Ugin, because that's an answer.
Yeah, deals 3 damage, not an artifact.
Will Kenrith, that's an answer. But yeah, you just play something big and dumb and kill them dead. Who cares what they're doing?
Alright, well, I'm assuming this is game 3. Based on where the timers are, we'll see who gets the last
Ooh,
here.
missing a land drop for Wyjete here after the strip line.
Yeah, I don't. We don't have hand cams for these, sadly.
Yeah.
So.
What I mean.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay, so he missed the land drop. Okay.
Yeah. He missed a land drop. He Marsh Flat's correct for Bayou plays.
So his only land is Reachport.
Elf, and then gets stripped. Yeah, he had the second land, but in a Monodork, but it's an off-color Monodork, which might be off.
It's not fully off color. Wyjete is.
Well, sure, he's playing white, but my point is more like I have to imagine. I don't know what his Monodorks are.
Yeah, no, I mean usually decks that play green do have like a lot of green decks tend to have a lot of green because that's
it's the easiest color to get.
Well, I mean, it's just that most of your Monodorks make green, and you want to play your Monodorks because usually if you have Monodorks in your deck, they're pretty integral to making your deck go at the speed that you want it to go. So not even access to green mana early can be a problem.
Yeah, and he immediately draws a Godless Shrine, so still no green mana. Yeah. I mean, you have the port, but like... land. Yeah. RarerMonsters deck is definitely one that doesn't care very much about how much mana it has.
Animates dead a Death Red Shaman, which okay. Interesting.
I mean, I don't hate it, right? You're just trying to develop your mana here, get out ahead of your opponent.
Develop your mana. Plus, you actually don't hate starting rando exiling Wyjete's lands from his graveyard. If he's a lands deck, he probably has synergies that revolve around those.
Well, and like it just negates the power of this Richardson, right? Like Wyjete doesn't have green mana still. They've hit all their black-white duels, but looks like they have a play. Okay, Tangle Wire, just slow the game down to a quarter. But what can you tap with Tangle Wire? Is it just permanent?
Artifact, creature, not enchanted. You cannot tap enchantments.
Okay.
I think it's artifact, creature, or land.
Yeah, you can't get cheeky with the
animate dead. Yeah, no, you cannot tap enchantments.
But
you can get cheeky with the fact that you have a Tangle Wire and you end up eat.
Yeah, no, Tangle Wire is great. Like your opponent taps 4, and then you tap 2 real permanents.
Yeah, you tap the Tangle Wire, you remove a counter first, and then
because you stack the Fading Above.
Symmetrical effects.
Yeah. But I mean, again, I don't even know how much it helps here.
I mean, it helps in which it will keep him like developing in like Glib Reaper has RarerMonsters has like more resources, so like that's gonna possibly give Wyjete the time he needs to.
Yeah. Like this gives Wyjete time to draw out of
advantage.
But like Glib Reaper's drawing the same amount of cards.
That's some green source. That's a green source. So maybe he can start playing stuff now. Plus, as you said, Tangleware is not really symmetrical. Rarer is impacted a lot more by it.
Yeah, I think it's offset though by the fact that Rarer has all the... Oh, well, yeah.
Lotus Code has a card?
YG definitely has the ability to pull ahead here on mana in a way that Reaper was just ahead. But again, Rarer's deck does not really need that much mana, right?
No,
it can start going off of 1 to 2 mana.
I guess the lands deck I expected you're probably like kind of in turbo combo mode, right?
Yeah. Well, especially here, right? You can get like Bazaar. Doesn't really matter, right? Like he's gonna get Bazaar here.
I mean, you can also just get like, if you want to go mono combo, you can go Hermit, Druid, reanimation spell, right?
Yeah, I imagine we'll see a Life from the Loam here. Right, because I could see a Bazaar Lifeline here, especially with...
also, like, Life from the Loam, you can, like, do a Loam Strip Mine lock.
Exactly, right, and your opponent's kind of pinched on mana. Attack their mana, attack their green sources, put the squeeze on them.
Well, I mean, Lotus Cobra means that as long as there are Wyjete finds lands, he has green mana.
Yeah,
the lands are,
but you know that they have no lands in hand here, most.
Yeah, very likely that they have no lands, so... Okay, goes for Grave Troll, Haunted, and Umbrella Rides. Okay, that's kind of a value. Probably give them Grave Troll if I had to guess. They don't have a discard outlet right now, so...
Well, they have Haunted Den as a discard outlet.
I guess that's true.
Probably still put it in their hand.
Yeah, I mean, they still have to discard something else if you...
Well, they can activate it now. Yeah.
Yeah, but
well.
it's discard 2 cards, right? So, like, that...
Rare's deck does not care, right? He plays Bazaar, and he goes down to 0 all the time.
That is fair.
It's just seeing as many cards as possible. Yeah, there you go. Discards... Discards Bloodghast.
Bloodghast, yeah.
A real card.
Yeah, that's not even a real card that gets discarded there. Dredges some stuff.
It's another Dredger, which is semi-relevant.
Yeah. Brown Scale isn't, the fastest Dredger in the universe, but...
No, but it's there. Can gain you some life. But yeah, it just really depends what Wyjete has in hand as a... Like, something like Prime Time. Would really break things open. They have up to 7 mana here if they have a land. They also have this Dark Blast here, which is interesting, right?
The Dark Blast actually, like, kills everything on Wyjete's side of the board.
Yeah, I don't know how much time Rare has to start developing this. Depends what kind of threats you've got. Assassin's Trophy on the Shaman. Not actually... I don't... Well, unless he's not playing basics. Right, obviously dumb, an idiot. It's a
it's a Hermit deck.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just straight removal. That makes sense, especially with this strip mine in hand. I was just like that. You're trading mana for mana, but yeah, obviously there are no basics.
I wonder if maybe it was correct to like wait to ambush like a Bazaar of Baghdad or something
for the
Assassin's Trophy, because it can't kill anything. Yeah, it can't kill lands.
Well, he just played a strip mine, so.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure they have ways to get it back, right? Like.
No. But Assassin's Trophy was played on Wyjete's side, right? I was wondering if Wyjete should have waited.
Well, no, but they also had a strip mine too. Like, I could see holding up one Bazaar.
Okay, that's what you're saying. You're saying, like, you don't know if you're gonna have 3 mana. You don't know if you have...
Yeah, right, like, well, it depends, yeah.
At any point, sure, so...
Also, I don't see why you'd go for Trop instead of City of Brass. I guess you're trying to kill him with Brass, which is cute. If you're gonna port anyways.
Yeah. Digs. You know,
Exiles.
Dig for time is a fair and balanced magic.
Exiles some garbage that doesn't matter.
Did he exile any creatures? Because
no,
again...
I was just checking. Intuition, DAC, is it Charm or Braid, Animate, Dead, and Trop.
Okay. Because if he wants to get the combo kill, his deck only plays 21. And granted...
At the same time,
Wyjete's
done damage to them. Yeah, here we go. Judge back the deck, which I think is continued. But yeah. No, like... That's the thing, is you don't need more than 20 most of the time, right?
No, that's true.
Krakus, I think, hits exactly 1 card in Reaper's deck.
Nice. Oh, this port on the City of Brass is hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if it's amazing,
I don't know if it's correct. It is hilarious.
Right? I honestly don't like leaving it here. It leaves up... First off, he gets a strip mine. He's got access to his red mana now. And if you don't... or red mana at instant speed, which could be relevant. We saw that Dig Through Time off double blue off of it. I think Tropical is just better to leave him with it, right? Use him with blue, green, and black, no access to red. which isn't like it's not super relevant, but
there is no tropical island on the field. Are we watching the same game?
No, that's what he. It was exiled. That's what was strip mined by Wyjete, and it was exiled to cast Dig Through Time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it's a club.
Like,
you say,
am I
but
missing something?
Yeah, no. Yeah, so the support on the City of Rest, yeah, you're doing a damage, but he's got Haunted Dead out. You're taking 3 every turn, and there's a brown scale in the graveyard. Like,
I'm assuming that
wrong.
Assumes that it's gonna be able to cast something at some point.
Yeah, I just don't like leaving him the extra colors of mana. I think you're just getting
fair.
too cute.
I think that's pretty fair. Especially because if he wants to gain life, he has a brown skill in the graveyard, so he can get just
exactly right.
Like it's like, you know. Oh no, I get to dredge like 2 cards less in order to offset the fact that you're spending a bunch of mana to do this City of Brass cute nonsense.
Yeah.
But tapping the City of Brass does mean that at least Rarer doesn't have access to Life from the Loam, which means he can't stream.
Well, yeah, but if you stripped City of Brass, you could port.
Yeah, you would port the trop for sure. I'm not saying.
So it just cuts them off a color of mana and then speed.
Yeah. No, I agree that it's equivalent. Okay, there's a Cursor of Krufix on Wyjete's side of the field. He finally decided to get around to doing something. Haunted Dead attacks, gets blocked, probably.
Just discard here.
Yeah, Rarer just wants it back in the grave and discard some more cards, I think.
And I think you kind of just have to be block. I don't know. I feel like you have to.
No, you have to block. Like you can't just let.
Like you're at 10 here.
Yeah, no, I think it's correct to do that.
Okay, so they have an Eternal Witness in hand, and their other card is
a spicy one. They're gonna get back maybe
Noble
Assassin's Trophy or Strip Mine. Oh.
It's basically the same thing, but Strip Mine gains them a life.
Yeah.
And they can actually cast it here. They can't cast Trophy off their mana right now.
Yeah. Do you strip probably? Huh?
Hey?
Excuse me? Did you say something?
He's quite the tight player.
Yeah, now we go for the strip on the City of Brass. So
yeah.
We got there in the end, but also Wyjete is down to 3 minutes. So and Lib's on 6.
Yeah. Expect the Haunted Dead. Yeah, that's one of the downsides, the hidden downsides of ports is that it has a lot more like it's more of your clock, actually.
Yeah.
While we are kind of in the doldrums of this game, while things are going on, I just wanted to remind people that if they want to sign up for this event for next week, if we have viewers, they can type !Discord to have a link to the Discord, and then once they get to the Discord, they can type !
So we got a Green Sun Zenith here that we know Wyjete drew last turn.
Yeah, next poll, and that's gonna find the poll to sign up for next week.
So you get a prime time here, and this is Wyjete's out here. If they can hold on to this for a turn or two, beat down Reaper, get some lands out, gain some life.
I mean, they can just get that right?
Deck bets, yeah. Well, Dex isn't even very amazing here because you got the.
There's a bunch of spirits that can block. Yeah.
Yeah, Primeval Titan's killing him faster than Merit Leeches.
That's actually fair.
I honestly would have preferred if you're running Wasteland, which I assume you are, get Wasteland.
Yeah, get Wasteland, Field of Ruin or something, Ghost Warrior, some sort of like that.
Yeah,
those are all strip mines. Like you get Ghost Warrior, that's a strip mine.
Exactly. So whatever other strip effects you have, maybe get those. Just try to cut them off mana and use Prime Dem as your combo. Because you're actually kind of close to death here. With the Lawless Giant in the graveyard and 6 other creatures in the yard. Yeah. You're pretty close to dead.
Agreed.
The only thing is, yeah, Reaper doesn't have like that discard out. Obviously, they don't have like animate dead right now, but like just reanimate on the giant. That's lethal, almost lethal.
Yeah.
Go to 8 and then hit him for like 6.
How big is Bloodfight Giant? It's 7/6.
It's like a 6/5, 6/5, but there's 6 creatures in the bin, so
Yeah. So
there is some barrel rates too. So if Wyjete hadn't been as aggressive with those strips, like that isn't out there like a lethal play.
But Umbrella Rights cost too much mana for Wyjete to
like
be close
the mana advantage is completely inverted here.
Yeah.
Where Good Breacher started out strong, Wyjete was able to restrict them and hit those strips.
Turns out the lands deck is good as putting lands on the field.
Yeah, it's good at drawing lands too. I note they still only have 2 green.
Yeah, Cycles on Earth.
Interesting.
Also, Rarer is inching closer to Wyjete's clock here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if it's better instead of cycling Unearth. Oh, there's the Wasteland.
Oh, that's the Wasteland right there.
If you cast Unearth on Baleful Strix.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's kind of and that kills the Titan.
It's 1 cheaper and it kills the Titan when it attacks. Yeah. Which means that you have a couple more turns here off of the or against the Merit Lodge.
Makes a 2020 in main phase for reasons? Question mark. I guess clock is the
clock. I don't think it matters otherwise.
Yeah. Has wasted deck. Probably attacks with the prime time. I'm assuming gets Field of Ruin. And some other stuff.
Yeah, they have plenty of time to win here with this prime time.
Yeah. 1 minute's plenty. I guess Ghost Quarter is.
I guess they might not have. I don't know. I don't have their list. You'd have to tell me.
I'm gonna check how that.
Scavenger News on top is pretty good, but again, they only have 2 color, 2 green mana.
Yeah, they only don't have enough green to.
Do they not have? Are they a Tainted Pact deck?
Okay. I have the answer to all of these questions, so I just need.
I'm like 90% sure this is a Tainted Pact deck.
It looks like it's likely. It's
Given they fetched Swamp and Snow-Covered Swamp.
I wonder why they didn't fetch any green mana.
Yeah, well, they might not have it, right? They might just have the Snow-Covered as the basic. They might not be playing a basic forest.
But it's prime time. You can fetch anything.
Right. No, they might not have a basic forest. They might just have the Snow-Covered.
But it doesn't need to be a basic, is my point.
Right. Yeah, I guess if they don't have the...
To fetch some, like, Taigas or whatever.
Bayou,
yeah.
Did they... No, Bayou got fetched turn 1 and stripped, so they don't have it anymore.
Well, I mean, but they have other duals, is my point.
Yeah, if they have the shocks. I'd have to see their list.
This is a Tainted Pact deck, yes.
Yeah.
And what was the other question that we were looking at? Oh, if they had Ghost Quarters and that stuff. They do not play Ghost Quarter. They do play Field of Ruin, though.
Okay, they have this Razorverge ticket too. I don't know why they weren't fetching green. They fetched black here. Doesn't really make sense if you know you're drawing.
I mean, honestly, I would have probably fetched like Savannah and Field of Ruin there or something like that.
I think it's the first thing he encountered.
Oh, you think it's
that's probably fair? Yeah, you just click the 2.
Because he's down to 15 seconds on the clock, so he just wants to. He's just trying to close this game up as fast as possible.
Just this combination of draws has been very good for them with. And this prime time, getting him some passive life to like really, really seal off RarerMonsters wins.
Yeah, no,
here,
it's just a
right?
matter of actually. Now the only way that he loses the game is the clock. He just needs to
I was gonna
turn everything sideways, and that's gonna be lethal actually because he
he
attacks with Primetime and Marit Lage, and that's
Well, no, not Merit Lage. You don't need to. Well,
no,
either one.
You do, because otherwise all 3 creatures block
Hierarch is
counter.
7 with
because
is
of
Exalted.
no, you're just stuck with everything because
Yeah, so you're just stuck with everything and it's lethal. And you've got this Scooze to eat some. Like it's better than lethal here.
I mean,
but I was saying, yeah,
it doesn't have the time to eat anything, but
gaining the passive life here is big just because
and that's the match.
The Lawless Giant could surprise kill you if you're 10.
And that is the tournament. All right. I actually kind of have to log off pretty fast. So, quick reminder: if you want to sign up, !Discord in chat. Sign up to the Discord. The Discord for the Highlander deck is awesome. Great people. They can help you with getting deck set up and all of that stuff if you want to. If you want to sign up for the tournament, polls up right now. !Next poll in chat. You can also keep a lookout. I'm probably gonna post a link in Discord also later today. And there's gonna be a reminder coming up for the tournament this Wednesday or Thursday. Congratulations to Para for winning the event. He got to be featured on stream for the first time for the finals today and win it very convincingly.
Yeah, that's my first stream appearance.
Good job. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Thunder Numbers. Sorry for starting late again. And thanks for everyone that helped with commentary, Pera, Luca, and everybody else. Thanks to our player. I need to leave, so congratulations again, and see you next week. Bye!